You are a superstar. Symbol of a woman who be working for herself. You are a superstar. Owamie, 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 Owamie. You a vlogger, fashion over. You a being one less than a mugoza. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie.
Hi my ninjas, how are you guys doing? It's your girl Owamie aka Miss Focal. Running back for all entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, it's definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you, and do not forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. It's at boldly Owamie. Guys, my spirit is so low today. My spirit is so low. Oh my gosh, this is not, I feel like when situations like this happen, I've come out like full force, you know, like I'm like this advocate, you know, like let's do the right thing. We know what the right thing is. Let's just do it, girls. But today I just feel like I am honestly just so distraught, I should say. So basically there's a picture that came out, you guys, and I think that's the picture. Actually, that's the picture right there. And the picture seems to have been gotten, the main source being the popcorn room, because it has got that sticker there. And Musa says Mihlali and Leroy's Dambe in Botswana confirming their relationship. Now I did also go obviously to the popcorn room to kind of like check if maybe they were gonna be having like more posts on this, but no. And I think over there they were just asking what, like, Haibo, is Leroy's divorce even finalized yet? Now mind you, the account of Leroy's Dambe that I saw that has like famous people following him, it is private, and on that account he still has him and his wife as a profile picture. Now obviously the picture is a bit far, so that's the account right there. I'm sure I'll put it somewhere here so that you guys can see. I don't know if there's any other person there, but that definitely looks like his wife, right? I think that, you know, we can't really, we can't excuse the fact that girls like Mihlali, Miss EXO, and a lot of other girls that see nothing wrong with dating married men exist. We cannot deny that they have existed from way before. Some of them, their mothers were side chicks, right? But I think that maybe I was just not ready for the, I was honestly just not ready for the response that would come when situations like this are actually done now publicly, spoken publicly, people putting their stamps on it with some nonsense BS on some, this is my truth, you know. But I think that the thing that honestly is actually shocking me is the fact that the public, especially even us just here in Africa, or South Africa I should say, because in other countries it's not mostly that you're gonna just be openly I date people's husbands, right? But I feel like here, the scenarios that I've actually seen, and the scenarios that I've seen is that people are saying that we should hold their husbands accountable, which we are not excusing the husbands that go out there and cheat on their wives. Honestly, they are disgusting. They have made a promise, you know, to their wives that they're gonna stay with them and everything, and they should not be going out there and chasing after either young girls or women, because let's not lie, this is a pandemic that is happening throughout all the ages, right? The unfortunate part is only just that when you're still younger, you're still easily influenced, but when you're older, like, you know your actions. If you're 24, 25, 20, like, you know exactly what you're doing. But if you're like 18 and below, sometimes, you know, it would be like, oh, you're influenced. And it's unfortunate that when now it's happening with girls who 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds look up to. And as much as you're gonna go out there and be like, oh, you know, no, they should not look up to them, they should have their mothers as their role model and stuff, that's actually a very dumb thing to say, in my personal opinion. I'll go ahead and explain. These people make money through that young audience. They know how to you know, like, condition. They know what they have to say. They know what they need to do to keep those people coming back so that they get followers, they get the money. That's part of the whole influencership bag. If you don't have followers, basically you don't have influence, right? That's how it is. But when you have money, I mean not money, you have followers, it does come with money, but you have got influence, so you are influencing these people. That's why you are literally called an influencer. So you can't be like, I want to reap all the benefits, but I need nothing that comes with it. That's impossible. It's like a person that works a 9-to-5 job with a boss. You have to wake up, whether you like it or not. That's part of your job, and I know a lot of people don't like that. You have to answer to someone, even though you don't like that. That's part of the job for you to get the money. Same goes with influencership. Yes, it may be a very out of the office, out of the borders, out of the boundary thing, but at the end of the day, it also comes to something, and unfortunately the influence is also part of it. The things that people are saying on Twitter, obviously there are people that are still saying, you know what, these girls that go out there and they date married men knowingly, they are also at fault. But there are many people, especially even some young guys, that are saying the girl has not, like, the girl is not to be blamed for anything. Like, the girl is an innocent, sweet child who was practically forced by married men to date, as if that is something that literally happens. That's not the majority of the case. Most of these girls, they date married men simply because they want the financial stability. They want those men to do things for them. But they do not now sit and actually think of the fact that this person is married, this person is where they are. But high chances are when they met their wives, they were not there. So there is a woman behind that had to sacrifice her husband's time because he was working out late. She had to be at home taking care of his kids, whilst he was also supposed to be there 50% of the time, but to make sure that at least they push that family. What most of these girls want, they want a ready-made man, and they don't care who made him or who helped make him. And I think that that's like the way that I feel like I'm going to basically word this video. And my message is honestly to wives. Guys, men are selfish, and these men are now being met by moralless girls with no morals, literally none, shameless. It is a recipe for disaster. I'm not saying you all should not go out there and get married. You should, because marriage is a beautiful thing, especially when it's not tainted. But at the end of the day, that whole thing of, oh, you know, as long as he always knows where home is, at the end of the day he'll come home. Child, tomorrow he might not come back. Tomorrow he might meet a Mihlali or a Miss XO, and poof, he's gone. That's you, the thing you keep on holding to, that you've been holding on for the past 5 years, when your man is cheating, abusing you, doing whatever, and you're like, as long as he comes home every night, tomorrow he literally might not. Start making plans for your life. The generation that's gonna come after the generation of Mihlali, what type of generation do you think that is? They are praised on platforms like Twitter for dating married men, allegedly. I don't know if it's true or not, but obviously you can see the picture over there. But they are praised, even though they go and say things like, you know, oh, Alicia Keys did, you know, her man left his woman, you know, how to basically date a married man. Like, they give those advices, like, nicely so, in podiums that are public, and they see nothing wrong with that. So the generation that is consuming this nonsense, what type of a generation do you think is going to come up? Because I think there is people, let's now start thinking for the future. Because guess what? In my personal opinion, I'm sorry guys, my memory card got full, but what I was saying was that in my personal opinion, the girl, the person that's gonna disturb Mihlali's marriage, in my personal opinion, right? Because she may get married when she grows up or whatever, or the person that's gonna disturb her relationship and marriage or whatever, is the young child that she's giving advice to right now. Because this life is a wheel. it turns. One day I'm down here, tomorrow I'm up there. Today you're up there, tomorrow you're down here. Day after tomorrow you're on the other side. It's a wheel life. That's how life is. But the other part again that I also saw was the fact that just because Mihlali is very beautiful, it seems as if like she's being given a pass. So I watched Make G, right, and the podcast when he was talking about this situation, and the way that it was being spoken, I'm not saying Leroy is not wrong. I personally feel like Leroy, if obviously this whole situation is true, Leroy is 50% responsible and Mihlali is 50% responsible. If obviously she went into the situation knowing that that's a married man. That's my personal opinion when it comes to this whole situation. Yes, it's okay. Some of you will say, oh no, he is the one that made the what do they call this? He's the one that made the vows and stuff like that. But who are you and what part do you play when you literally help that man break his vows knowingly? So the way that it was, they asked Ghost Lady like, oh, would you forgive your husband or give him a pass if obviously it was Mihlali? And she asked why. You know, they were like, oh, because she's beautiful. Ghost Lady was like, but I'm also beautiful, am I not? Like, but the way that it was, it made me actually like ask myself like, okay, doesn't mean then that if a girl is very beautiful as a woman or as a wife, you would have to be like, oh, I understand because she's so beautiful. But if it was a woman that was to leave or go cheat with a man that had more money from her husband, men will never ever sit and say, oh, but he had more money, you know. They won't say that. The same way they're saying, oh, but look at Mihlali's looks. They're not going to be like, oh, look at this guy's pockets. They're not. Men are selfish. And men will not have anything stop them from going to get what they want if that's what they want. And if they get a moralist girl, they are going to definitely carry out their mission. And if they get one that also believes that, you know, just like Alicia Keys' man left his wife, then he can do it for me as well. They're gonna do everything that they can to basically get that man of his marital home and into their bed, into their place, or a house that they will have him by. Because the other part again that you guys don't understand, and I've said this many years ago, a builder never lives in the house. He builds, after building he lives. Never ever build a man. It's very painful. It's easy for a man to cheat on you, and it's not easy, but I feel like it's easier if a man is cheating on you and you guys end up breaking, but you know for a fact that even if he's rich, you did not build him to that. That actually have a man that you literally built, and you were making sure that you're frugal, you were making sure that you're making those money decisions proper so that at least this man can get to this level. And then now he decides he wants to be the big boy. He goes out there now, he gets some young thing, and then he buys her a house with money that you made sure that for years you were saving for. It's not easy at all. Men don't deserve, they do not. Honestly, that's my personal opinion. Never build a man. If broke men you and I don't even want to talk about, you will never see me there. Honestly guys, like I'm just so touched. I'm just so touched. Like I'm just like, I remember you guys actually telling me to say that no, but you know, if he is not married, he does not belong to you, he belongs to Jesus. But it seems like even when he's married to you, he still belongs to Jesus. Because people see married men and single men as the same practically these days. And yes, married men and single men behave practically the same way. A married man will go out there just to buy a loaf of bread, comes back, he got himself a girlfriend. The same way a single man would. I don't understand, why do people get married if you know you're not ready for the commitment? Because even when, and you know, as much as we may sit here and want to believe whatever it is that we want to believe, truth of the matter is, even people when they get married obviously via the Bible, most of the people. There's a scripture that also says, or like when they are basically blessing and ordaining a marriage, they say that what God has put together, let no man put asunder. And when they say men, they're not just talking about a man, they're talking about a human. The time that Ustello was busy out there with someone's husband, and even to a point of falling pregnant for the guy and everything, there were people that were there, like, you know, obviously like praising her behavior, you know, like, yeah, you know, this, they see nothing wrong with it and stuff. And then she went on to now have 2 kids for a guy, and the guy allegedly secretly married someone. From the allegations, it doesn't seem like Miguel knew that there was a marriage that was coming, and the marriage was not gonna be her, and he married someone else, decided to marry someone else. And when she trended, people like me that were saying, well, this is karma, we were now being attacked for being insensitive. But she was not being insensitive when another woman was crying and everything. And as much as her husband was also wrong, she was also 50% wrong in that. And she was also part of the reason why that woman used to go to bed with tears in her eyes. But when misfortunes actually fall on her, we are all now supposed to be like, oh my gosh, we need to be sensitive. But she was not sensitive to another woman. Dear wives, please do not sacrifice your life for a man. Please do not sacrifice your future for a man. Please do not sacrifice your career for a man. There's a lot of men, especially when they have money, they will try their best to control you into being useless. They try to cripple you. Even when they don't have money. Why am I even lying? Especially those that don't even have money. Unless if they just want the money to use you for it, they don't ever want you to better yourself. They don't ever want you to be a better version of yourself. They want to cripple you, and they know that if they cripple you financially, they have done 80% of the work. Now they just need to work on your self-esteem and destroying that. So they have to call you ugly, they have to compliment other women that perhaps maybe look different from you. They have to say things that will leave you actually looking at yourself like, wow, you know, I'm just not pretty, or I'm not beautiful, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. And that one is also actually very dangerous. I know a celebrity that I look at her and I'm like, I feel sorry for her. She's a gorgeous girl, but she doesn't see her beauty. You'll never see her without makeup, ever. There are people that have even made fun of her, but I've looked at it and I'm like, no, actually that's not even anything to make fun of. This girl is literally still living with trauma of the things that have happened to her. Because do you understand, guys? Like, I'm gonna just tell you a secret today. When my ex cheated, I felt so ugly. If you go to my videos of 2020 from April to probably September, if I'm not mistaken, or October or November, I can't remember proper, I doubt you'll find a video of me on YouTube without makeup. I was putting on makeup almost every single day, because without makeup I did not feel pretty. And which is why even after everything was going on last year, he had to come out and basically call me ugly, because he thought I was still that girl that showed him that vulnerable side when I was so emotional and dealing with a lot, and he thought he would actually like use that against me. But girl, this is me, no makeup, nothing. I just woke up, child. Like, my self-confidence ever since I left that man has shot sky high. But there are people that never get past that stage of just being me and even sitting recording a video without makeup and being okay with it, because this is who I am. I wish, I'm so sorry guys, my phone. I feel like I just wish I can actually like show women out there. I'm not saying you guys should go and leave your man. What I'm simply saying is that please refuse to just be someone that sits, you know, have your own life, have your own friends, have your own life outside your husband, because that's a mistake that most women do. I also did that, and it's very cruel and it's very dangerous, because if that one person leaves or they're not there in your life, then you are literally having to start to build from scratch. So You need to have your own life. You need to start building your own friends. You need to have activities that you do by yourself. The same way he goes to work, he goes with his friends. Go out and have your own job. If it's not a job you want, start a company, start a business. A man that loves you will give you that capital if obviously he has this sitting down. And the last people that I'm gonna talk about is the people that are in fat and set. Again, I am from there. Some of you are playing a very dangerous game. You are playing housewife to a man that never married you. And next thing you know, this man will be living where you guys are into his wife's or in the new house with his new wife that he has legally married. And let me tell you, you will not go anywhere where it will help you. Not even a court is going to help you because he will be married to someone else. You can go obviously for child support and stuff, but what about you and your time and everything? And some of you, some of you that get a man, he fat and sets you, and then you decide that you're gonna let go of your career. If you were a YouTuber, you don't hustle anymore. If you were an influencer, you don't hustle anymore. If you were a teacher, you decide to even quit your job because, oh my gosh, you know, he stays there, it's gonna be far, I'm gonna get another job. And next thing you know, you're a full-time housewife for years. The time you lose, you will never gain. And some of you actually literally help this man and you help build them to greatness. And we always think that these things will not happen to us, but they do. Where is Enhlembali? Where is Black Coffee? Did Mugai not just get a Grammy and never thanked Enhlembali, who clearly helped so much in his career? Because had he have to be stuck here in South Africa taking care of his own kids, he would not have gotten the opportunities that he got. But Mugai actually literally even traveled with him, making sure that her man is here, her man is doing this, her man is doing that. But when time comes for glory, where is she? In dust. Now for the guy to even pay an electric bill, he had to make a spectacle of it on Twitter. And she has to constantly be going back there and begging like a lapdog, in my personal opinion, kissing ass like nobody's business, in my personal opinion, for a man that she literally helped build. Let's learn. Let us learn. Today is Leroy's wife, tomorrow it's you. But don't forget also, Ustello also gets her own. But at this point, you need to think of yourself. You need to think of you. Have a life outside your husband. Because and mostly what I'm saying is that the trend comes with this man. And some of them are not going to tell you that I don't love you anymore. Some of them are going to just act in a way that you will be forced to leave. Some of you are married to your enemies. People that literally hate you. And sometimes it may not happen at once. It might just get to that stage. But you need to also be so vigilant, because sometimes the biggest snake is the one sleeping on your bed every night. Some people will cheat on you to punish you. For what? Nothing. For the fact that you help them, you do this, you do that. Wives, start being smart. Abo Exxon, Abo Mihlali, they are taking over. And the society stands with them. So what should you do now? You should definitely go ahead and decide that you are basically going to be your own person as well. When a man tells you you need to quit your job, you say no. Unless if you're starting me a business that I'm going to run myself, it will be under my name, everything will be mine, I'm not quitting my job. If he wants a housewife, he should make you a housewife that has a business. He has friends, you also have a right to have friends. And most of them, they don't want you to have friends because they know what they do with their friends. Because one thing I should tell you, married men are also very dangerous. They are also very jealous. They know they go out there and they sleep with Owamie's XO, but they don't want you to be with someone else. So they will do everything that they can to make sure that they put you down as a housewife. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a housewife if that's what you want, but be a housewife that has her own money in her own account that comes in every month. If it's not every month, then have lump sums that actually come at least every 2-3 months or some, but have income. Be someone that if your husband decided to walk away today, you can still financially survive and move on. Stop thinking I'm special. You are special because you are an individual. But as far as it comes to being women, there is no woman that is more beautiful that she can't get cheated on. Because if you look at Leroy's wife, she's gorgeous. That woman is so beautiful. If you look at Beyonce, was she not once labeled the most beautiful woman in the world? Yeah, Jay-Z still cheated. So it has nothing to do with beauty. When it comes to character, being charismatic, we know girls that were the full package and were just like they got cheated on still. Just don't ever find yourself in a situation where you can't leave now because you're like, how am I going to leave? I feel like that would be the most painful way to leave. But at the same time, please just be very careful. This one honestly literally did just break my heart, especially just looking at how we even had young men out there that are like, no, but why are people even talking about Mihlali? Mihlali should not even be mentioned in this. It should only be Leroy that is blamed. And I'm like, it's because you're already laying a foundation so that tomorrow when you're married and you want to go cheat, you can't even dig up an old tweet to this new girl and say, no, but this has nothing to do with you. All the blame is on me because it's me that wants you. It's quite sad that we do not respect the sanctity of marriage anymore. And God is God. God loves us all. And if you go and repent your ways and you ask for forgiveness, God will definitely forgive you. But all I'm simply saying is that as wives, please start also waking up. There is a war that's basically going on. Side chicks and your husband against you. And it's so sad. The first step, gain financial freedom. The second step, gain social freedom. Start going out, start making friends, start having your own life out of your husband, and you will find how easy it is to leave a man that doesn't treat you right when you have got support. Because the first thing they do is that they cut you off from people that are close to you because they want to make sure that they can abuse you nicely alone. The second thing, they want to cut you from your job. Okay, they know that also eliminates you from being with people and everything. Then the last part, they want to make sure that they financially cripple you so that whatever they do, whatever BS they do, you can basically tolerate, because what are you going to eat? Others, they will make sure they constantly get you pregnant. Some of you are having 5 kids that you never even really wanted, but this man is trying his best to make sure that even if she leaves me, it's gonna be a difficult case for another man to want to marry her with 5 kids. Now, there are people that obviously still do. They will marry you with 5 kids, 7 kids, 10 kids, but they know that it actually like cuts a lot of male groups because men don't want people with many kids. Men are selfish. Men only think for themselves. It's only us women that will get a man that has 8 kids and still marry him whilst you don't even have a child because, oh, I love him, you know, he's a changed man, you know. Men know their worth. We don't. My heart just goes out to wives. Please be smart. No matter how in love you are. I saw it firsthand, you guys. People change. Make sure that even when everything is still fine in your marriage, have your own life out of your marriage. Have friends. I'm not saying go out there and cheat or do anything, but you having girlfriends that you go out, you talk, you laugh, there's nothing wrong with that. You having a job where you make your own money, there's nothing wrong with that. When you see a man starting to want to cripple you, be very careful of that person. His intentions for you are not good. Anyway, I love you ninjas. Stay blessed and I'll see you guys in my next upload. Happy Saturday. Bye.